Right now, things are looking pretty favorable on the whole for the crypto space. And for the most part, everybody's talking about the same usual suspect when it comes to altcoins. It's a little bit of a contrarian instinct in me that kicks up because I sort of feel that that's generally speaking the prelude to how people miss out on the next big altcoin narrative, wave, project, whatever. And again, generally speaking, the alt season is by all measures about to kick off in a big way. But most retail investors out there are going to chase pumps, are going to lose. They're going to get excited, perhaps a little bit too late. Simultaneously, and on the other hand, in contrast, we have a few early movers that are loading up on projects that the mainstream hasn't noticed yet, has not yet started talking about. And we see this every cycle. We see certain altcoins select projects that kind of quietly actually do a 10x while everybody else is distracted. But objectively, at least I would argue the signals are already here. You just have to be looking for them, and probably even to back up a step, you got to know where to look in the first place. We have done the legwork as usual. In this video, I'm going to be talking about, as far as I'm concerned, 3 altcoins that are ridiculously undervalued. I don't think they're going to stay that way for long, however. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. All the best of luck if you choose to invest, whether it's into these 3 projects or otherwise. I wish you well. Just remember, I'm not a financial or investment advisor, and this video is not official financial or investment advice. Let's kick off this list of painfully undervalued altcoins with one that we haven't talked about recently, Mantle Network, ticker MNT. Since early August, we really have seen a very impressive rally for Mantle at about the 60-cent mark or so to its current price of $2.55. In fact, if we look at the last 3 months here, we're at $2.55 now. MNT is up over 320%. Not bad. Its market cap also more than doubled in the last couple of months, and there aren't really that many projects that can make those same claims. Mantle is an Ethereum layer 2, and it's designed for high performance as well as low fees and high scalability. Basically, it wants to connect TradFi with DeFi. So we have another financial chain on our hands here. More broadly speaking, Mantle is part of the Mantle group, and its native MNT token powers the whole ecosystem. And that means you can use it for governance or staking. Now, some of the more recent news out there is the integration of UR, and this unifies your crypto and fiat account. It works by offering 0 off-ramp fees and access to various fiat currencies. Currently, it is available in 45 different countries. However, unfortunately not in the United States. It's got some pretty cool features. So for instance, you can do things like link up your UR MasterCard debit card to Apple Pay, Google Pay, and other services too. It also offers bank level integration, meaning multi-currency IBAN support or comprehensive SEPA, SWIFT, and SIC transfers. Plus, you can convert digital assets to fiat instantly. And this is with near 0 fees from any wallet or any supported chain. You can also earn up to 5% APY simply by holding USDE on UR. So as we see it, this is all around very positive. It should bring more eyes to Mantle, logically. There's also an MNT perp trading now on Backpack, and so this is adding to the momentum. Like I said, it's been a great run here for MNT, whose price, as I record, is up another penny, $2.56 with an $8.05 billion market cap. That's up now over 321% in these last 3 months. If we zoom out even further to the entire lifespan of the project, we can see we are in fact in price discovery / all-time high territory. I think something anywhere between $3 and $4 is realistic. The momentum here doesn't look like it's going to stop in the near-term future. So be careful with this one. Price discovery is always unpredictable and kind of chaotic, but things look good. Quick shout out to Surge here. This is our risk-free prediction game that's available on Telegram. And in this game, you just swipe left or right. You can kind of think Hamster Combat or even Tinder. You're swiping to guess whether a crypto asset pumps or dumps. And in the process, you earn rewards. And actually, hopefully, you can pick up some market skills as well while you're at it in the form of technical analysis. They've also kicked off a weekly giveaway. It's a contest that is super simple. Every week, there's a coin of the week. This week, it is Tau, T-A-O. And all you have to do is swipe to find it in the Surge app. Then once you see it, screenshot it and then drop it under their tweet. One random reply wins $50 in USDT. It is super easy, but in order to win and have a chance at winning, of course, you have to at least participate. So check out Surge, have some fun swiping, and maybe snag some cool prizes along the way. Check out the links, the URLs in the description of this video below to participate. Next up on our list of stupidly undervalued altcoins is Walrus and WAL. That's the token. This is one of my favorite projects during this particular cycle. Walrus, of course, is a decentralized storage protocol, and it's developed by Miston Labs, which is the same team that brought us none other than SUI and the SUI token. Walrus is designed to securely store large, unstructured data. So things like videos, but also AI data sets, and there are many more examples here. This is not an exhaustive list. But Walrus has introduced so-called programmable storage, which makes storage itself usable in smart contracts, and that's a major innovation. An interesting bit of Walrus trivia for your next night out at the pub is that it started out as an internal project entirely. Later, Miston Labs decided to launch a full decentralized storage protocol. Now we have to talk about the Grayscale Trust, because this is probably the biggest news item when it comes to Walrus. That's the launch of a single asset trust by none other than Grayscale. So this gives accredited investors exposure to the WAL token. Institutional interest, as has been historically the pattern, just often means more capital inflow and certainly more credibility. The markets have not priced that in yet, certainly not fully, certainly not even a little bit, I would argue. So the advantage here is for everybody else that knows about this project. By the way, Grayscale offers various SUI products as well. So there is an alignment here that we're seeing. For example, there's also a SUI and a Deepbook trust. Around 20% of the WAL supply is currently staked, and that's kind of give or take maybe 1 billion WAL. Now, in terms of a mechanism, this reduces sell pressure, but what's even more appealing is the APR that you can get on staking or assigning WAL to liquidity pools. Bluefin, for example, has WAL pools that offer a 24-hour APR as high as 255%. On Heidel, you can get over 27%. Scallop offers a 33% supply APR, and Sweeland currently offers nearly 32%. Plus, many liquid staking options offer you LSTs, or liquid staking tokens, and that means you can also earn on those LSTs if you want. Staking WAL, WAL, can also qualify you for a third upcoming WAL airdrop. And on the subject of the token here, WAL, remember that it is by default deflationary. However, now it's actively burning WAL. Every time usage fees are paid in WAL, a percentage of this fee will be burned, which just translates into good pressure, good, again, mechanics for the price of WAL. Walrus is now live on Dune, which allows for real-time exploration of metrics, analysis, liquidity, usage. So for example, here it shows blobs per day. And last week, blobs per day hit an all-time high of 3.2 million. Blobs are just large binary files, so things like maybe unformatted files, videos, images, audio files, and even certain large text files. The current price of WAL is now below 40 cents, 39.6 cents, with a $582 million market cap. Wildly undervalued, in my opinion, with lots and lots of growth potential here. Altcoins are finally on the move once again after what's been a pretty tough 2025 so far. People are getting the feeling that altcoin season will finally start soon if it hasn't already, which it has according to some. And SUI is having a great 2025 so far, bucking the trend from most of the first half of the year while still growing right now. It has quickly become one of the leading altcoins in this market and is even up over 240% in the last 12 months. And that is for a few different reasons. First of all, SUI is killing it in all the big sectors it supports, including DeFi, where SUI already crossed $2 billion in TVL. SUI also has some of the fastest stablecoin growth of any chain, so that people are using it for real-world pragmatic transactions. Walrus is changing the game in decentralized data storage. Its token launch was a big hit, while Seal and Nautilus make things more secure and more private. And SUI Play 0x1 has been shipped now, and many people that have ordered it are already playing with it. SUI even has a small but growing meme coin market for the meme coin lovers out there. So if that's your jam, then you're covered as well. If you haven't yet used SUI or haven't done so lately, then come give it a try. And also follow SUI's X account for all the latest updates and announcements. Check out the link in the description of this video below. All right, and last but not least here for today, we have to look at and consider LINEA. It is an Ethereum layer 2 from the consensus team. And that means like Infura and MetaMask, it's the Ethereum Foundation's pick for layer 2s. LINEA has been active even before its September TGE of the LINEA token. That's LINEA. LINEA is the blockchain that MetaMask chose when it came time to choose a place to issue the popular MetaMask crypto debit card. And that shouldn't be any big surprise, of course, since LINEA and MetaMask are both consensus products. LINEA is also the place MetaMask chose to launch its own stablecoin, that is MUSD. We covered this when it was announced a couple of weeks ago on altcoinbuzz.io. These two things alone actually mean lots of volume will come to the LINEA chain. And looking at why the LINEA token may be undervalued, we have a few favorable things for you here that I think are noteworthy and worth your consideration. First of all, there are no major exchange listings yet. And as you probably know, typically the easier people have access to a given asset to buy and sell through exchanges, that always translates into increasing price appreciation. Coinbase has already put it on its listing roadmap. That happened on Monday, but again, it's not officially listed. It's just being planned out kind of thing. But a Coinbase listing would obviously be huge for LINEA, and then Americans as well can buy it easily and have access to it. Secondly, LINEA has a very aggressive burn program. LINEA is not the gas token for this chain. In fact, it is ETH, and their tokenomics state that 80% of the ETH profits from fees are going to be used to buy back and burn LINEA. That is very aggressive. That is pretty much like an industry-leading standard. It is much, much more than most other burn programs that we've seen out there, even some of the best ones. And so that's very bullish. And then third, we also like from the tokenomics perspective that 85% of the total supply is for ecosystem growth in some form or another. Most of that is in the ecosystem fund. And then last but not least, EtherX is the top place where you can buy LINEA for now. Again, that's related to the kind of no major exchange listings status. And that translates into a price right now of 2.6 cents, giving it about a $400 million market cap. So all things considered, given that LINEA is who the Ethereum Foundation wants to win, generally speaking, $400 million is cheap for the valuation of a project for what will possibly, perhaps even likely, be a top 2 or 3 layer 2 chain for Ethereum one day. I think it's quite reasonable to assume that the top L2s out there will pretty much definitely be worth at least $1 billion sometime pretty soon.